In this video, I want to show you how we're able to crank out a lot of vertical videos that we can post to platforms like TikTok, just like this video here, without having to always come up with new ideas and generate scripts from scratch, which can really just be overwhelming. It certainly can be done, but if you're always trying to come up with new ideas and script those out, number one, it's going to take you a lot of time, or you're just going to run out of ideas and you're going to start creating random content that really doesn't help you grow your business. So in a previous video, I showed you our entire workflow on how we create, produce, and distribute 100 plus pieces of content per week. And I went through this whole diagram. If you want to check out that video, it's in the description below. Check it out. But what I highlighted was that most of our content comes from repurposing. We use sales calls and client calls and podcast appearances to create vertical clips, which are then transcribed, and we use ChatGPT to clean them up. And then we do a bit of proofreading and editing. And then that comes into a pool of content that we can repurpose from. And it's from that pool that we then create a lot of vertical videos from. So now before we go into the specific process itself, how we're able to actually manage all this and keep it organized and streamlined is through our Airtable database, the content engine, where we can store all of our content with a unique ID, and we can see thumbnails and we can see the status of everything. And then we also have easy access to the copy, the image, and the media. And it's this system here that allows us to transcribe all of those vertical videos that we take from these podcasts, and we transcribe them, and then we use ChatGPT to clean them up, and then we do a bit of proofreading before we actually publish text posts and carousels and that type of content. But before we can actually process that content and proofread it, we do need to transcribe it and then send it through ChatGPT. So the content engine database helps us do that, and it also triggers this script here. These first few steps of the process aren't really that important, but what it does is it takes that vertical video and it creates a transcription, and then it runs it through ChatGPT to write a post, a social media post. Is trying to take that transcription and actually convert it into something that is legible and readable that we can post to social media. And it's also coming up with a bunch of titles that we can use as well when we're posting to platforms that require titles like YouTube or Facebook. And as you can see here, it creates a Google Doc. And when you look inside of that Google Doc, what you're going to find is that original transcript. And you're also going to see what ChatGPT tried to come up with when it took this transcript and tried to rewrite it. So in this video, I'm not too worried about what ChatGPT came up with. We're always trying to improve that. But what I'm more interested in showing you is how we turn this content here, which is a clip from a podcast, which can tend to start in a random spot and end in a random spot, turn it into something that we can use as the copy for that vertical video. And then we can take that same copy and reuse it so that when we go to sit down and record our vertical videos, we have a legible script that has been fine-tuned to now become a vertical video where I can look into the camera and actually deliver a message that has been fine-tuned, and it's not just a clip from social media, which might not be as succinct as it could be. So when I start to think about how I convert these transcripts into social media posts, I usually try to fit it into one of three different molds. I either want it to be problem-aware content where I'm really speaking to the symptoms of my target audience and what they experience day to day. They might not actually know they have a problem, so I start to talk about the symptoms of the problem in their day-to-day lives to bring awareness to what they are suffering from and what a potential solution might look like. Or it might be agitation type content where we talk about things that they are doing day to day, which they really shouldn't be doing and why. Or solution-based content where we talk about the results that we get for ourselves or for our clients so they can see the transformation that we help our clients get. So what I'll usually do is pick one of these and then convert this into that format and be a little bit more succinct and clear in the message versus what a transcript will be from a podcast clip, which again might start at a random spot and might end at a random spot. So when we're done with the copy, it's going to look something like this. I thought about it, I've made it more succinct, and this copy can go alongside that podcast clip. And then later we can actually take this copy and look directly into the camera, read it word for word, and then have a vertical video that is much more purpose-built from this script here. So what's going to happen is that vertical video is going to get published out to social media. And then what we can do is that later on down the line, at some point in the week, our team can come down here to this recycle text section, which is filtering all of the content by all of the copy that is actually done. And then we can simply select the different pieces of content that we want to publish for that week's recording session where we record all of our vertical videos. So what you see here is that we have this system here that is taking all of this long form content, converting it into vertical clips that we can post to social media, and then helping us build up this content database we can then use to actually film out all those vertical videos. Again, without having to come up with new ideas and new scripts all the time. We're really just repurposing all of that work we've already already done to post the content that we've already created. So you can see here, this is a system here where from week to week, we really don't have to record a lot of original content where we're responsible for scripting and editing it. Again, we're just taking sales calls, podcast appearances, and recycling other content to create vertical videos. So the only content I really have to sit down and create week to week are these YouTube videos that you see here, which is much more manageable. And I only have to spend about an hour a week recording that content. Sometimes it might be a little bit more, but it's really not that overwhelming to just have to record one single YouTube video, dedicated YouTube video, where I actually script it out once per week. So there you go. I hope you found that video valuable. If you're interested in building out your own automated content system like we built out here in Airtable, take a look at the video that's popping up on your screen. It's going to show you how you can get started and build out your own automated content system in Airtable and Zapier and Google Drive to build out something like we've put together here in our business. I'll see you on that video.